Hi, I'm going to show you how you can set up a crush session and save as a template. So first of all, head to the Setup Session button, and that can be found from your home page, Manage Crush Sessions, and then Setup Session. So the next thing is give the template a name. I'm just going to call this a test session. And the next thing we can do is we could add an activity as well, so we can update our VID and EID at the same time. If we click here for the default VID, we can choose not only the 4th but up to 9 of the last digits of the passport number. I'm going to choose 4 and I'm going to move on. So as we draft, we can draft into groups or locations. It's best to have your locations previously set up, but you can add in groups as we go. So my first draft I'm going to base on moving into a group, and the group name I'm going to give as something fairly straightforward, so I'm going to call them Gabby's group. And the conditions for this Gabby's group is a weight condition. So I'm going to say any animals between 250 and 300 kilograms can go into this group. So then I'm going to add another draft. And again, it's going to be for a group. So draft to group. And again, I'm going to choose another group here. And I'm going to say this is the big batch. And for these guys, the conditions again are going to be weights. So we just add in our conditions. So anything from 301 up to 500. Okay. And so now we've got our 2 drafts into groups. And next one I'm going to do is a 3rd group. So add a draft. And I'm going to say that we are going for another group again, so draft a group, and I'm going to call these the 20 months plus animals. And the conditions for these again are going to be weights, so I'm going to press the plus button here, and again I'm going to say that these animals are between 501 and 650 in weight. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm also going to add some other drafts in here. So I want this based on sex. So I can say that I want them to go into different locations. So I want this one to go into the big field, and I want all the females. So I changed the weight here to sex. So again, we just use this drop down here to do that. And I want all of the males to go into the big field, and the next draft I'm going to do again is based on the location, and I want all the females to go into the back end section, and the conditions are not weight but they are sex and it's female. Okay, so we've got all our drafts created here. We've got 3 drafts for weight into groups, and then we've got 2 drafts which are location based on sex. So now we're ready to launch our session. So tap the launch session. Now you'll see here that here are the different groups and locations here at the bottom of the page, and as the animals filter into these groups they will highlight green. So let's move on. So I'm going to tap here the search button, and if you were connected digitally to your Wayhead and to your stick reader, then you would obviously scan your animal, or your animal would come into the crush and the weight would come in first, and then you could scan the tag, or you can scan the tag first and then he comes into the crush. It's up to you. So we're going to emulate scanning the tag first and the animal coming in. So 5499. I'm going to search for this animal, but as I say, if you've got the stick reader, it would come up automatically. So you can see here that the VID has come in, and now actually in fact we're adding EID. So again, if if you've got your stick reader, this is at this point that you would add in your EID, so you would scan the animal. So you would scan the animal and in would come the tag that you've scanned. I'm just going to tap anything in here and click save. So that's saved against the animal. So we can see the details of the animal have come up, and we can see the last weight of this animal was 465 kilograms and it was weighed 16 days ago. This animal has now gone up to 500 kilograms, which I'm just tapping in. And you can see that's given us a daily live weight gain of 2.19, and that means it's moved into the big batch. So that's great, so we know it's in there. Now, if I decided I didn't want it to go into the big batch, I could say, and it's gone into the back end location as well, but if I decided I wanted it to go somewhere else into Gabby's group, I could quickly tap over here and that would override the conditions that I've put in. So, but I can tap back there, change my mind, I want it to go back in there, and then I'm moving on to the next one. So again, to move on to the next one, I just tap the forward arrow here, and we can search for our next animal. Okay, so I'm just going to pick another animal here, this Aberdeen Angus. Okay, and I'm going to pop in a EID number. Again, if you were scanning with your stick, you would just scan the tag, click save, and now I can see here the last weight for this animal was 490 kilograms, and that was 16 days ago. Again, I'm going to pop in the old 500 in here, and we can see now that the daily live weight gain has come up, and it's gone into big batch, and it's gone into the back end. So you would continue in this way until you've gone through all of your animals, and you will find that the relevant groups and locations will be filled based on the parameters that you've put in. If you have any questions on this, please reach out to support@breeder.co or use the help button, which can be found if we go back out of crush mode. It can be found on the home page here, and just press this help button and you can come through to the support team and ask any questions that you've got. Thank you.